What's up, guys? I've got a video here that I just uploaded a short about it, but I wanted to dig deeper into it to hopefully educate, but also inspire and motivate you. Okay. And that is to touch on mental health today because all of us in some capacity have dealt with mental health problems. I don't even think problems is the right word. I don't know the right word for it, but I don't really like that term. But that's what we're gonna have to run with because I don't really know how else to describe it. Whether that be yourself or a friend or a loved one or spouse or family member, mental health has affected us all in some way. Now, I hit rock bottom in 2017, okay? I was ready to check out and I was pushing for it, okay? I don't need to dig too much deeper than that, but I was ready to say goodbye. I attempted it, and I felt there was no hope left in the world for me, that my life was a comedy movie and everybody's laughing but me. And that's what I felt. And through that, I had some experiences that really helped me, and the first one being the first night, the night that I was in the hospital, and how I went to it kind of sucked because I was put in a little room the hospital since been renovated, so this room don't even exist anymore. But it was a literal janitor's closet. Okay, the door was so small that my big self couldn't fit through it. Okay, it was tight. I got in there and there was no bed, okay? There was no monitors, there was no TV. Hell, there wasn't even a light, okay? There was a door that had a small window about this big that was tinted, okay, or frosted, I should say, where the light was coming through that. And I had this crappy little chair sitting there. And I got put in there and the door closed. And it was scary, okay? Because at that point I felt like a prisoner. I thought, I should have went through with this. I wish I went through, because now what's happened to me? I'm a prisoner, and after a little while, a male nurse had come in there. He opened up the door, and he came in and brought a chair in himself, and he sat down with me. And after going through the basics, asking me my name, he tried to dig into who I was as a person, and I don't even know if he was trained to do this stuff, but he was very real talk with me. He was very honest and kind and caring, and asked me, what are some things that I love? What are some things I love to do? Who do I have out there that I love and that loves me? And after I named all these people and things, he told me, you have a lot to live for, just like we all do. We all have a purpose in life. And he goes, and if you don't know your purpose, that doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you're weak. And you're going through a hard time right now, but that doesn't mean you're nothing, that you deserve to be not on this earth. You deserve to be here just like we all do. We all deserve this. We've all earned the ability to follow our dreams, chase our dreams, and follow our journey. And one of the hobbies and one of the interests that I told him was I was obsessed with comics. Growing up, I love Spider-Man. To this day, I'm 32 years old and I love Spider-Man. That's my guy. I love him. And the one thing he said to me was, let's think of you as Peter Parker. Okay? And he said, and your heart and your soul is the outfit that makes you Spider-Man. That's your heart and that's your soul. And when you got that on, you're unstoppable. Just like when your heart and soul is there, you're unstoppable. You can conquer the earth. No challenge is too big for you. But unfortunately, along the way, Venom got a hold of you. Okay? The symbiote got a hold of you. It took you over, it poisoned you, and it changed you. And it changed how you view things. And you no longer felt like a good person. You felt like a bad person, like you deserved to not be here. And he said, but guess what? That's not where the story ended. The story ended with him beating Venom and him coming out ahead and him being the hero he always knew he was and the good person he always knew he was. It just took some effort and some adversity to do it. And he said, and that's you. He said, that's you, Devin. You can do this. And that's one thing that I held that to me. And hearing just that, I repeated that conversation in my head until I actually seen the psychiatrist, okay? And when I seen the psychiatrist, already the difference of me walking in that door to me seeing the psychiatrist, my mood had changed astronomically, okay? I was already feeling better. And I'll get to the lessons here, okay? But I want to tell you my story first. And when I'd seen the psychiatrist, the first one I'd seen actually was a very, very nice guy as well too. A very similar conversation, asked me the things I loved and all that stuff. Um, and then he kind of touched on trying to kind of get to the nitty gritty of where my problems had come from, and it turned out it was based a lot around some traumas in my childhood and stuff like that that affected me. And those I prefer to probably keep those a little closer to my chest there, so I won't reveal a whole lot there. But definitely some things that traumatized me, and I kept bottled up because, as men, when we grow up, we're told to bottle your emotions. Don't show your emotions. Don't show show your emotion. That's a weakness. Okay, you don't do that. You bottle it up, and that shit goes away. Pardon my language, but I'm just being honest and transparent. And that essentially was what was leading to my demise and my downfall, was holding it in, and so him and I got to talking, and after that visit, I was referred to somebody else because this guy was simply just the first psychiatrist to see, and then somebody else would take over and deal with it. And this is just where I'm located. Okay, your healthcare system or healthcare methods could be very different, but the next person that I seen was different. He seemed like evil in my mind, because when I tried to talk about stuff, he cut me off and said, "I'm not a therapist. That's not my damn job," were his words. And he said, "I'm going to put you on a couple medications here. These are going to make you feel better. Your only rule with this is you take these damn medications every morning. You don't stop them. If you want to stop them, you call me instead. You do not quit these. You're staying on these, and if you have to stay on the rest of your life, then whatever, it's better than dying, isn't it?" That's what he said to me. And I started taking them, and they changed me even more. They made me sadder. They made me more depressed. They actually made me angry. I was getting angry for no reason. I'd hear a bird chirp too long and I'd be mad at that. And when I went back and tried to talk to him, he got mad at me for this problem now, and said it's because I wasn't open to getting better, that I wanted to be hurting, and that I wanted attention. And then he put me on another medication, which actually turned out to be an amphetamine, which is highly addictive. And that made me worse. And the pharmacist had told me, with this, I have to wean myself off or it can cause problems. Well, I got to a point so bad that I determined that I'm just taking myself off of these. I'm quitting cold turkey, and that's that. And I'm done with seeing this guy. And I quit them, and it made me sick, and I felt horrible for a couple of weeks. But then I came out of that and I felt better, because during that 2 weeks, there was days where I wouldn't sleep for 3 days in a row. I couldn't sleep no matter what. I was wide awake and alert. And then other days I'd have no energy, but I still couldn't sleep. It was like horrible insomnia. And finally, when I was getting out of it, I had rekindled the passion I had, which was reading books. And I actually went into a bookstore, and there was this book that was on the shelf. It was actually on a clearance shelf. And I liked the cover of it. For some reason, the white backing and the red words just grabbed me. And so I bought the book, not thinking anything of it. But I got home, and the minute I hit that first page, I was in. And I kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going. And I finished this book of 350 pages in like 2 days. I just kept going. And in that book, there was a quote that still to this day I hold close to my heart, which is, "Strongest at the broken places." And much like a bone, when you break a bone and that bone calluses and it's stronger there, your mental health and your mentality and your mindset and your heart and your soul is the same way. Where it breaks, it will grow stronger. And where you face adversity, you will become better and stronger. And your mental health battle right now is simply a bump in the road. It is not your end game. This is not the end. You can and you will get better. And I know that because just like I did myself, you have the power and the ability and the strength to beat it. It's inside of you, just like it's inside of all of us. You are strong here and you are strong here, even though you don't see it. Because just like that Spider-Man and Venom comment or thing I was told, your mind is simply just fogged or poisoned or focused on the wrong things to where you think you're not capable of beating it. So that is where you feel it's time to check out, essentially. And that is where the strength in the heart and the soul will be found and can be found. It is inside of you. And something that I did, and some things I did that helped me, was because the big thing that a lot of people say is it's okay to talk about it, to talk to somebody you trust and love about your feelings, and that can help you. And I was always scared to talk about my problems because in my mind, I was worried about passing my issues onto somebody else and hurting them. And that's the last thing I wanted to do, was to affect somebody else. Because though, the thing with suicide, though a touchy subject, to some that I've actually talked to have said it's a very selfish thing. When I was, dealing with that part of it, it wasn't to be selfish. It was to prevent others from being affected by my downfall. I was more concerned about protecting the ones I love so much that I was willing to remove myself from the equation to ensure that they could live better, which at the end of the day doesn't actually make sense. By you leaving, it actually will put them in a worse position because they love you just like you love them, and they care about you just like you care about them, right? So, the things I did, read books, okay? Anytime I found that my idle time was the problem. There's an old saying, and I'm probably gonna get it wrong. Idle hands are the devil's playground. In idle time with your mind, in a time like this, is where the problems can come in. They can create themselves. They can take over that blank space in your brain. It can take it over and convince you of a problem that is not as big as it is. It can make a mountain of a molehill, essentially, right? And so when I found that I was going to have idle time, I knew, okay, I'm going to grab that book again. And I just read that thing 3 times. Okay, well, I'm going to read it again. Okay, and I'm going to go back this time. I'm going to highlight the things that I loved in that book. And I'm going to read it again. I'm going to really read into it. I'm going to try to hear the author's voice reading it to me. And that was very, very beneficial. Another thing that I did as well, too, was I got big into podcasts around that time, because I found that with learning things such as this book did to me, with teaching me things I didn't understand or know about, when I watched a podcast, and I know he's polarizing, but Joe Rogan, he has a lot of guests on there that are experts in a field that I have no idea about. I didn't even know the fields existed, truth be told. And I'd watch these 2-3 hour podcasts, and I'd go, wow, what the heck? I got no time. Might as well throw in some headphones and just listen to this. I'm not hurting anybody by sitting here listening to this. So I'd listen to it. And very quickly, I fell into this rabbit hole of where I almost made it a task of mine, a goal of mine, to watch one podcast a week. And I'd learn, and I'd come out of it knowing things that I didn't know before. My wife has actually said I'm the king of random facts. Because I know all these weird, obscure things that you wouldn't think some people would know about. And that's all attributed to podcasts. By keeping myself occupied and learning new things, I found power within that, where I came out of it saying, me now to me 3 hours ago is a different person. Sorry for me clearing my throat here. I'm now a better person. I'm stronger. I know more. I've learned something. I taught an old dog new tricks, really. And next thing you know, that one podcast a week turned into 2 podcasts a week. And the next thing you know, when I had some time off, it was three podcasts a week. And it was, the whole podcast thing might not work for you. Maybe going about it my way isn't totally going to work for you. But the main thing here is to try to occupy yourself in idle time. If you can remove the idle time, that is where you're going to gain some additional power, and that's where you're really going to find yourself within that. When you've determined that you have the power and the strength, because you do, to erase idle time, you start to see the power you truly do have, the ability you do have, and the strength you do have that you didn't think was there but is. And really, you essentially going back to the Spider-Man thing, you start to peel off the venom. You start to peel off the bad. You start to peel off the poison. You start to peel back those bad layers to expose the beautiful thing that's within, the beautiful core, which is your heart and your soul and your strong brain. Because even in a time of weakness, your brain is so strong. It's brilliant. It's powerful. You can accomplish anything you want to do. The most successful people in the world are mentally strong, and they're no better than you. You are mentally strong as well, and whatever you want to do in life, you can accomplish it. Just know that if today when you woke up and you looked out your window and you seen the sun come up, by seeing the sun come up, you know what that means? That means you have a new opportunity. Every time I see the sun come up, that's telling me that's a symbol of opportunity. An opportunity to be better today than I was the day before. And guess what? There's 365 days in a year and a whole hell of a lot of days in a lifetime. And you have a long, happy, joyful, exciting, fun life in front of you. And your journey is going to be incredible. And when you get through this, you're going to look back on it and say, you know what? I'm grateful for that time, because I'm grateful for my battle, because it made me stronger. And I faced adversity 4 months ago to the day yesterday when my father passed away unexpectedly at 63. Him and I went through ups and downs like you wouldn't believe. But at the end of the day, I absolutely loved my dad, and I appreciate everything he did for me and the valuable lessons he taught me. And I'm dealing with that grieving and that loss every day. But had I not gone through that trouble in 2017 and the mental health battle and stuff, and I still deal with it today. I'm diagnosed with PTSD. That's going to be with me forever. And though I have my traumas and stuff, having fought the devil and won once already tells me I can do it again. Because guess what? He ain't coming back stronger, but I sure as hell am. And you are too. You can get through this. You can beat your demon. You can battle this demon, and though it will be a battle of a lifetime, you will get through it. You are strong. You are perfect. You are capable of doing this. You are able to accomplish what you want. So, without having to ramble on too much longer here, let me give you one more piece of advice, okay? And that is something that I did. Actually, I used to sell cars, and a guy I sold cars with told me to do this, and it helped tremendously. Go buy yourself a notebook. Don't even do it on your Apple Notes or on your Samsung Notes or Google Notes. Buy yourself a notebook. Grab a pen, a piece of paper. Make yourself a checklist, and that's a daily checklist, okay? The night before, write that checklist, or the day of even. You can do it. It's how I did it sometimes. Make very simple things, the easiest things that you normally would do, but you don't realize you do them because you're just in unison with the universe, really, okay? Things like wake up, get out of bed, make your bed, brush your teeth, get dressed, or shower, then get dressed, get yourself to work, get yourself to school, give your family member a call, give your friend a call. You got a day off, great. Watched a movie, went for a walk, got some fresh air. Little tasks like this that are attainable, and every time you accomplish one, check it off. And at the end of the day, before you lay your head down to go to bed, take a look at that checklist, and you're going to see you accomplished a lot that day. And the next day, you're going to accomplish at least the same, if not more. Because, all coming back to it full circle here, you are strong enough. You are capable. You are ready. You are built to win the battle against your mental health. Because again, this will not crush you. This will not end you. This is not your end game. This is a bump in the road and along the road of your journey. This is a bump in a small part of your journey, or going back to books. This is a chapter in your book of life, and you've got a lot of chapters left, and it's up to you to how those chapters are read and how they look, and you can have a long, successful, happy life. And by success, I don't mean money. I mean by being surrounded by the people you love, doing things you love, enjoying what you do, and again, getting rid of the idle time. Idle hands are the devil's playground. Erase the idle time, because you can do it, and you will grow. You will be stronger. You can beat this. You will be better, because you are better already. By watching this, you've already taken a step to improve yourself. And look, I'm not a licensed psychiatrist or therapist or anything like that, but if you want to share what you're going through in the comments, please do, by all means. Anybody watching this, we're all amongst friends here. We're all, when you battle mental health, we're all family, okay? When we're going through this together, that's it. We're doing it together. You don't got to do this alone. Let's do this together. And you know what? Maybe you battled something a few years ago and you got through it. Share some advice in the comments as well too. Share what you did to get through it. Share how you go about your day and your night that's given you the strength back that you know you have. And if you're going through it, like I said, drop a comment. And if all else fails too, don't be scared to call. There's lots of helplines out there. Don't be scared, honest to God. Don't be scared to go to a hospital. Don't be scared to even call the local police and talk to them. Just tell them you're going through something. I mean, they all have people that are qualified, that are able to just be humans and come listen to you and help you, okay? And though it's a scary battle and it may seem like you're not going to win, you will. You will win this, and you might lose the first couple rounds, but it's a 12-round fight, and you're get out of this. Your hand's going to be raised at the end of it. You're going to be victorious. You're going to win this. You're going to do this. You got this. You are strong. You're capable. You're built. You're ready. This is adversity. This is not the end game. Grow. Chase your dreams. Erase the idle time. And let's get back to you having fun and enjoying your life because you deserved it. This life is yours. It's time that you've earned. Not earned, that's a horrible word to use. It's time that you've enjoyed what you've earned. And what you've earned is a successful and a happy life. So get out there, go get it. When the sun comes up tomorrow morning, it's a new opportunity. When the sun goes down, that was the cap off a successful day. Then the sun comes out the next day, another opportunity. Sun goes down again, it's a cap off another successful day. And next thing you know, you've strung together a lot of successful days and capping off a lot of successful days with a beautiful night and a good night's sleep. And again, you're stronger every single day. 24 hours at a time, you're getting stronger. 1 minute at a time, you're getting stronger. 1 year from now, 1 month from now, heck, even 1 week from now, maybe even a day from now, you will be stronger than the first time you've seen this video. I appreciate you guys watching this. I appreciate it. I'm sorry this got long, but I had to get it off my chest. You can do this, okay? You can get through this. You're strong. Anyways, guys, stay safe. Have fun. Let me know in the comments if you need any help, if you have any advice, if you want to share something, if you want to share a story, or if you even want to tell a joke. You know what? A little humor is always a good thing. Laughter is the best medicine, they say. So if you got a little joke you want to share, try to keep it fairly appropriate, though, just in case he's watching. If you want to tell a little something funny in there, something funny you did today, or something crazy you seen, go ahead and share that in the comments there. Let's make that like a little book for people to read. So when they need a little pick-me-up, they can go read the comments and get a little laugh or get a little advice or a little guidance. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. All the love. You got this. I'm out.